everybody, it's Allison Cope. Welcome to the Chibitronics YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making this cute little silhouetted eek card, and we are going to be using pink, orange, and green LED light stickers, both found in the Lights Sampler and the Tropical Lights Kit, and our conductive fabric tape. Come and join me. Okay, let's talk about the cover for my card. It is a die cut by Tim Holtz with the eek, and it also comes with the extra die cuts of a little skull and crossbones, spider, and a couple other things. So I've die cut that out, I've inked it up, I've added some splatter, I've added some kind of fake lightning, haha. Decorated with a bit of cheesecloth, and then I've backed this with a double piece of vellum. And then I've also glued on these black images because when you pass the light through them, they are going to be exposed a lot brighter. So that's why we're putting lights behind them. So for today's card, I have already traced out my void. So this is the eek done in pencil. So I kind of know where I need to put things because there's no sense in putting lights where they're not needed. We're going to use some orange, purple, and green lights today. And I'm actually going to start by applying my light stickers down first. Typically I don't do my light stickers first, but I think it's going to be much easier to deal with my conductive fabric tape. So I am going to try my best to keep everything lined up in the sense that all the negatives, so the negative is the point of our sticker, I'm going to try and keep them kind of all in a line, so it's going to make it a lot easier for me to put on my tape. We're going to use the little spider, which is the front here, to put our battery. So that's why I've drawn kind of a very simple little spider in the corner. And I'm going to try and mix things up too so that we don't have, you know, purples next to, or sorry, pinks next to pinks, and mix it up a little bit. I got another orange sticker here. And I think I'm going to do lines of color. So I'm literally just going to kind of follow all the gaps of our letters. Let's see, mixing it up here. Let's put a pink one right about there. We'll do another green one. Here we go. We need a green one up there. And a couple more over here. What do we got left? We got an orange one. There we go. And then we'll do, we'll grab another green one for this corner. Okay, and this one I'm just going to stick kind of underneath, but it's going to glow into the void. All right, let's get to putting our tape down. So we're going to start by going underneath our battery placement. So we're just going to take our little battery fella and we're just going to trace around it. So we know our location of our battery. Perfect. And the negative side of the battery is the underside of the battery. So I always start with the negative side of my circuit. Now because so let's use a pencil and draw out the negative side of our circuit. So I'm going to take our negative side of our circuit up and across. And then we're going to go down and we're going to touch all of the negative sides of our stickers. So just by drawing a line, we're going to connect all of these to our battery source. There we go. Now we can start laying down our tape because you can see where we're going. Okay. Just going to make sure that our tape goes underneath the battery. And just to make it easier, we're going in straight lines as best we can. To create a bend, you can bend the tape back on itself, and the conductive fabric tape is very, very flexible. And it's just a matter of laying that tape right across all the negative tips and just giving it a snip. And we can finish off all the negative side by just laying that tape right over top of the other one, and that just creates a completed circuit. And we'll just finish off the last two legs of the negative side. There we go, crossover point. And you can just bend that tape. It works fantastically. Okay, and the last leg. And the negative side is done. Next, we're going to create a little housing for our battery using some three-dimensional foam. This foam is by Berry Arts. This foam is actually really great. And all you do is peel it off the backer, and it's a nice depth to contain your batteries. So I'm actually going to start by just laying down this wall, because eventually we're going to have to make a wall all the way around, but we need a little place for our battery to stay. Creating this housing just allows you to load that battery in, and it's not going to move. And I'm literally just going to make a little box. And I always stick my battery down the inside because it just makes life so much easier when it's just sitting there. You know it's going to fit. And one last little piece of foam, and that battery is not going to move out of its place. Okay, let's go on to the positive side of our circuit. To create our switch for our circuit, we need to create a switch, and I typically do mine over the battery. So we need to start with a little flap, and this little flap is going to start the positive side. And what you need to do is you need to start your actual tape underneath this little flap, because when this little flap is pressed down, it's going to make contact with that battery, and it's going to complete your circuit to turn on your lights. So I started it on the back, wrapped it around to the front, and this just takes it out and out to our circuit. So I just peeled off the backer to the foam tape, and we're going to literally just stick it to that, and then we are going to create the positive side. Let's draw that out. So we're going to then continue our tape out. We're going to kind of do the same thing as what we have already done for a negative, and we're just going to make a line right across. And the purpose of this, again, is to go over all of the positive parts of our stickers. So the positive parts of the stickers are actually the wide-bodied part. And again, we're just going to lay that tape right across that side. So again, we're just going to make those lines, and we're going to take our tape right across. It's so much nicer when your stickers are in a line, but they don't always end up to be like that. So you just try your best. Just need to make contact across those stickers. And again, your conductive fabric tape is very bendy, and you can always cut it and overlap it. Okay, so let's continue our tape on across the rest of the positive side of the circuit. There we go. Oh, you can already see that we are working. Sometimes you have to go in and make sure that you give everything a good press to make those connections. And we're just going to go down the lines to gather the rest. Super, super simple. The whole premise behind a circuit is that positive does not cross over negative, because when that happens, you short circuit out the circuit, and therefore the circuit will not work. And you can tell just by me, I'm touching it with my thumb over here. That switch is working perfectly. Make contact with our sticker. There we go. And of course this trim, the backer just trims really easily. And out of your way, we have one more leg of that circuit to complete here. And there we go. Snippity snip. Ta-da. Okay, sometimes I like to do this. I like to take my bone folder, go over everything, make sure there's flat and nicely contacted with each of the stickers. There we go. The stickers are both conductive on the top and the bottom, so you can lay down your conductive fabric tape first, or you can lay it down last. Okay, let's give her a try. And there they go. They all work. Okay, the next thing to do is to add the rest of the foam tape around the edge to make sure that the card stays up, and then we'll put the top on. And the last part of making our card today would be to take all of the backer tape off of our foam tape and attach our card front. And I like to leave mine open. I just use little Velcro dots, but for your sake, we're just going to plop this right on top. And let's turn out the lights and see how this works. So our little spider is in the top hand corner. And there she goes. Because those little bones and spiders and bats and everything are tacked to the back, you don't see them on the normal card front, or at least you barely see them. And then when you press those lights, they show up nice and bright. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I hope you've learned something, and I hope you give the silhouetted idea a try on your next card. Bye, guys. Have a great day.